Boss Babe Thursday, and I have my dear friend Juliana here. I'm so excited to have her because she has amazing content that she's working on right now and some side projects. So where are you from? What's your background? How'd you get into fitness?
Okay, so I'm from the Bronx, New York. I got into fitness about 10 years ago. I got into fitness because I had an eating disorder. It was undiagnosed. I was anorexic. I went through binge eating for many, many years. But I was listening to this guy, and I forgot his name, but he was talking about how he views exercise as moving meditation.
Huh.
And I thought that was so, I got chills because I was like, yes. I was like, that's perfect.
That's what it is.
Because that's what
For
it
me.
is. Right. When we think about fitness, we think like shredded abs and big, beefy, looking guys. Fitness is so much more than that. Even though I struggled for many years with the eating disorder, body dysmorphia, I'm really grateful because it put me into this place to really appreciate that.
So what do you do now?
So I am a personal trainer still, and I also am a group fitness instructor.
Well, the thing that I love so much about your content, and one of the reasons I wanted to have you, is because, so one of the things on here is Real Girls, Real Progress. And just like sort of keeping it authentic. She and I were just talking about how I love so many of these awesome fitness bloggers, but like you will never see a video from me that is like, my lip injections or like my boob, those things are never happening.
No.
Anyway, one of the things I love most about Juliana's content is it's so real. Like it is no holds barred, it's not narcissistic, and it comes from such a place of, this is a really hard time that I went through, this is what I've learned, this is me, I'm not perfect, but here's what I've learned, and I want to share it with you. So you are giving content that you probably wish that you had if you were going through a hard time.
Like, thank you. And to that too, it was something that was daunting, I think, at the beginning of early on in my fitness career, which was like, oh my God, I have to look this way because now I'm an instructor. I have to have the abs, and I keep referring to abs, but that's what I wanted. Basically what threw me into my eating disorder was H&M. You guys, literally, I love your clothes, but your freaking abs need some work. Like, you need to add real people in there. I'm not speaking ill of models or people who are naturally slim. That's not what I'm doing. But I do have a problem when that's the only thing that we see.
Oh, for sure.
And
that's everywhere.
Everywhere. And that's not fair. It's not just H&M. It's just in general, in fitness, in life, we need to see more real people.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, not everybody can fit into the same cookie cutter mold, and it drives me bananas.
Can we talk about Brandy Melville? Do you know Brandy Melville?
Who is that?
It's literally one size fits all. It's in Soho, and it's only one size of clothing, and it's for girls who are this big around. I may have some of their clothes because they're really soft. And they're cheap. They're like for like 12-year-olds. But it's so ridiculous that it's like one, literally in all caps, one size, and they're like tiny baby clothes.
How's that possible?
It's infuriating. It's ridiculous. I need to stop.
I was 16 years old, and H&M had this, like, their theme was Brazil. So they had these like beautiful Brazilian women and like the swimsuits, and hip bones were popping out, rib cage were like in full effect. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to look that way. I wanted to have a flat stomach. I wanted to have a six-pack. And I knew that, or for me at that time, I felt like if I didn't have that I wasn't beautiful, that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
So I keep going to shredded abs because it drives me crazy.
Those are totally great goals for those people.
Right. But I'm talking about a general
sustainability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. Like with, so yeah. Anyway, so that's why
that's always been something you've
That's always been something that I was just like...
Which is crazy because her body is so fierce and she's gorgeous. And also, how tall are you?
I'm 4'11".
So, what are you working on now?
Okay, so I'm really excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm working on my personal fitness brand, which is, of course, always going to include positive body image. I just think that my approach to fitness and how I train is always going to be from the inside out, meaning literally like the foundation that you create for yourself, the goals that you set for yourself from the very beginning. First thing that, people come to me, they either tell me, oh, I want to look like this, or I want to look like that, or I want to look great for my vacation in 2 months, or whatever the case may be. And sure, that's valid that you want to feel great on your wedding day, that you want to feel great in general, right? But having those kinds of aesthetic goals ends up kind of making you miserable. I think that has a lot to do with why people kind of do a lot of flip-flopping between diets and not being consistent in their workouts, because they set these external goals, and it's just, that's not life. Fitness is ever evolving. Fitness is not something that you hopefully take on for like 6 weeks until, you know, you get that bikini on or whatever.
Right.
You want to keep it forever. Forget about the freaking bikini and the beach and whatever. That's cool, but that's momentary. Like, think about, you know, wanting to play with your kids, your grandkids. Think about, you know, going hiking when you're 60 something. What are you going to do when you're retired? I look at the elderly population, especially in our country, we have a huge epidemic, right? But I mean, people on walkers and wheelchairs and all that stuff. And again, some people can't prevent certain things, but some people don't even try to prevent.
Right. Those people didn't have the tools
to
know how to change. And what we are trying to do is provide some.
Totally.
And I keep saying this on my thing. It's like, even if what I do isn't what works for you, if it leads you to something that does. So like, if for instance, like you try the Better Body Challenge and it's not jiving with you, and this brings you to Juliana and you try some of, that's amazing.
Totally.
Maybe that's a terrible business move on my part, but I don't care, because like, it comes from such a place of like wanting to instruct. Like it's a lifelong practice. You have to learn every single day. It's not like you just reach the point where you have shredded abs for a photo shoot and then like you'll have them for the rest of your life. No, like you keep training, and hopefully it's not just for an aesthetic person. It's to feel strong and to improve your quality of life. It's functional, you know, like that's the thing. It improves your quality of life. That, like, think about that for a second. It literally will change your life if you practice it. So like, take a minimum of like 20-25 minutes a day or whatever works for you and practice, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, just felt soapbox.
No.
So, are you in the process of like creating a website?
Yes. This moment right now in my life has been evolving for years. Yeah, so I'm working on my website and my brand, and it's basically, again, redefining the beauty standards and fitness standards,
awesome.
really.
Great, so where can people follow you?
On my website at latingirlinspired.com. I'm also on Facebook as my name, Juliana Estrella. Estrella as in star, like in Spanish, because that's what it means. And Instagram on Latin Girl Inspired as well.
Can we both do the thing where you're thinking and we come up? Okay, great. Thank you so much for coming, Juliana. This has been awesome. Check in next Thursday afternoon. We have another amazing boss babe. She's super fierce. She's building her own business, and it's super exciting. Thanks. You've been awesome. Peace out.
See you around.
Bye, guys.